it costs $2 million plus for every 5 miles of roads we pave.
If your city has a problem with potholes, watch this. Because Lord knows my city has a problem with potholes. By the way, I'm not reacting to her video, but the price that she mentions in her video. Namely, how expensive roads are for a city to maintain. Now, once a week, there's a city council meeting where citizens can show up and speak for 3 minutes. And I go almost every week. I speak, but I also hear people. And almost always, people are talking about infrastructure problems, lack of services, lack of maintenance and upkeep, lack of reliability. So is it a local city's job to maintain all these roads? Well, yes, of course. But a better question to ask, is it a local city's job to maintain this many roads? In almost every city in America, cars are the default form of transportation. Everybody else is just visitors. Here's an example of it. See this sidewalk? The guardrail is meant to protect the cars from going in the ditch, not to protect the people from the cars. Now, most opponents of public transportation are people who are conservative. They don't want to subsidize with their tax dollars somebody else's form of transportation. But this video points out that roads are extremely expensive, and they almost have a monopoly on government subsidies right now as far as forms of transportation. That is to say, the car as a means of transportation relies solely on a local government subsidizing it by building the road. And it's usually these same people who are anti-public transportation live in single-family residences or suburban neighborhoods. Yet it's single-family housing suburban neighborhoods which can't afford their own infrastructure. In these neighborhoods, the roads and power lines and sewer are subsidized by the cash flow positive nature of nearby urban areas. So right now it's urban walkable communities with the most constituents that don't drive cars that are paying for the roads in suburban areas. And most urban areas are old and aging because we've all but outlawed dense housing and business development. Now, I'm making this video because I have this radical belief that you don't have to be progressive in your politics to be pro-public transportation. You just have to acknowledge that the natural state of transportation right now is heavily subsidized. So the question isn't whether or not to subsidize transportation, it's what transportation ought we to subsidize? And if you're fiscally conservative, you know transportation like this is expensive. It takes a lot of land. It takes infringing on a lot of people's rights using an eminent domain to take their property from them. And it takes a lot of taxpayer dollars. And if you're progressive, talking to someone about public transportation, you don't have to make someone a convert of progressive politics first. Instead, you can start at points of agreement. You both agree on upzoning, but you might win more points with them if you call it deregulating zoning. You both agree that cash flow positive communities are best. You like them because of their walkability, but you might convince them to like them because of their fiscal responsibility. Wow, this video is way longer than I meant for it to be. Just wanted to say you don't have to be fully progressive to question the supremacy of car-based transportation.